What happened in that Somnium?
I don't fucking know!
We saw it too.
The 4 murdered women are without a doubt the victims of the original Cyclops serial killings.
Okay, but are you gonna answer my questions now? Are you gonna tell me about the goddamn 6 years ago, about my eye, and about this bullshit?
That means...
The murders that occurred 6 years ago are these memory fragments that coalesced in this Somnium.
No. That means the person who killed them was...
Yeah, let's just look at everything else before we discuss what actually matters.
Hey, did you hear something just now?
It must be in your head.
I don't know about that.
Date, can you turn on the TV? Videodrone is about to start.
What's Videodrone?
What's Videodrome?
Exactly.
You haven't seen Videodrone? It's a cult classic.
I haven't seen it, and that's not a TV anyway.
A bunch of... What the hell is a Marimo? I don't know what Marimo is, sir. So we're just gonna avoid talking about the obvious, you know, elephant in the room.
This brings back memories.
A table?
Date and I consummated our love for each other many times on that table.
I mean, understandable.
I don't remember that at all.
You should. You don't remember a lot of things, though. I don't know who I want to talk to first about this. I don't know who I want to talk to first about this stuff.
Remember what the boss said this morning?
No.
The original Cyclops killer has yet to be brought to justice.
Yeah, 'cause it's me.
After the investigation got going, it was taken over by the government and classified. That was the last we heard anything about it. Of course, they paid lip service to the idea that the investigation was ongoing, but in reality, it was dropped completely. The sinker does not always experience the somnium they expect. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. When using the sync machine for an investigation, we don't always see the memories we expect to see.
Doesn't answer my question.
True, oftentimes a subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secrets and repressed memories. That is why we see them so often in Somnia, and why those Somnia are so useful for criminal investigations. But this is not a guarantee. We cannot control the content of our dreams after
It doesn't answer my question.
It's like I told you before. Dreams are pieced
You're not answering my questions!
even repressed subconscious ones.
So basically she saw.
This can be expressed as an equation. Dream D equals memory A plus memory B plus memory C. This, of course, means that Dream D is a fictional event. However, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C. Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is built from combinations of reality.
Yes, you're avoiding my question.
So what I saw in Somnium earlier...
Yes. I believe Iris actually witnessed those events.
There we go.
Pewter, you said that memories happen in reality, right? But what about false memories? How do we know if the memory really happened?
Even false memories are built from the pieces of real ones. If you disassemble those pieces, you will find real events.
What about things you see in movies or television?
The events might be fictional, but the experience is not. Our imaginations are limited to what we have seen. We cannot invent something whole cloth.
Fair, I guess.
In the Somnium earlier, I saw someone else who might be the criminal. Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, you would.
I don't believe there's any meaningful connection. Between the original and new Cyclops serial killings, I mean.
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same.
Yeah, because the culprit is talking to you right now.
I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
Because it's me.
How can you be so sure?
Because I can. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
Because it's me. How have you not pieced this together, Date?
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago.
Thank you for bringing this up now.
There has to be some kind of connection.
There isn't. It's a coincidence.
Fucking liar.
Really?
Really.
See, you keep lying to me. We're not going to consummate our love on that goddamn table. You keep this up. Ain't going to happen.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
That means Iris must know about the killings.
6 years ago, Iris was 12.
Did she witness the crime at age 12? And not just one, but all four? Help me understand this. What I saw during the sink earlier, that was the scene of the original Cyclops serial killings, right?
Yeah.
So the person doing the killing was the original Cyclops killer.
Right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face. The original Cyclops killer was...
It can't be. That's impossible.
Date, you cannot say that for certain. You have no memories past 6 years ago.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer. You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others.
I'm kidding. You can't be the Cyclops killer.
Really?
Of course not. Do you think I would hire a serial killer?
If he had no memory, yes.
You interrogated Iris before the sink. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
I don't know about that.
Didn't I tell you? The entire case is a state secret. No matter how many times you ask, I won't tell you anything.
I didn't know anything from speaking to Boss and Pure. If anything, the mystery only grew deeper. Pure shook me from my thoughts.
Dante, it looks like Iris is about to wake up.
Got it.
Head to the psych room. So many questions. You don't want to tell me the truth, which is fine, I guess. It's not like I'm a police officer who needs to know the truth to stop crimes.
Hey, Iris. About that dream earlier.
Dream? What dream?
There is no point in asking her, Date. The subject of a sink does not experience somnium in the way that you do. They will not remember it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer? From 6 years ago.
Cyclops killer? I remember hearing it on the news. But I was just a little girl. I don't remember anything specific.
You don't?
No.
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know. I've never been there.
But...
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about. Date, could you take Iris home?
Huh?
We do not have enough evidence to hold her. Even in Somnium, we couldn't find anything. The law demands that we release her.
You cannot decline, Date.
Questions, though. Questions that need to be answered, though.
Date, Could we make a stop first?
I can't tell if this game is not going to give me those answers until right at the end, or if I'm going to need to go through every single branch and piece things together myself. If so, then God willing, I'm going to do it.
Sure. Where?
Marble. It's a bar in Golden Yokocho.
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Okiura took me before.
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to talk about.
We can't talk here?
It might take a while.
Okay.
What do you think?
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to ask her, too. Alright, sure.
Iris nodded and pulled out her phone. Then she sent a now message to someone. I was curious, but I didn't want to pry. I turned the wheel and drove to Marble. It's probably Ota. Probably Ota. We walked in, I didn't see Mama anywhere. Well, when we walked in, I didn't see Mama anywhere. To my surprise, I saw Ota sitting on the counter.
Tessa!
Oh, Ota!
Everyone just knows this place. I mean, the phone's quite obvious why, but okay. Look, I have to. OCD. So what happens? I don't like it either. Alright, we're good. Isn't your phone broken?
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle.
Fair enough. Yeah. You called him here?
No, I didn't tell him
Lies.
to come. He just showed up on his own.
Big lies. Where's Mama?
Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
Uh-huh. I wasn't particularly surprised. Mama always depended on the kindness of strangers, even ever since she opened Marble. Alright.
I was nihiling with Tessa earlier. She said she was going to Marble, so I got here just
You
before
just blew... She literally just lied.
Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
This actually works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing. That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
Who's what? Who's who?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Cool, I guess. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me and my memory was foggy. Yeah, I felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shot up, rubbing my neck, and looked over the counter and I saw a monster staring back at me. Took me a second before I realised it was just Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Oh, well, that was fun. That's why you can't trust kids. Mama's portion. Okay.
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days. It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course. Ota, the boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back. All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational.
Did you record that? Because that's important.
Date, the boss is calling.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency. Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Iba.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It's a live stream, by the way.
Iris. No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
I think Mum run out of marble. I mean, to be fair, she had it coming. To be fair, she had it coming. So, like, So is Ota the killer?
What's our ETA?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time. That sick bastard.
What the fuck? How are you driving like this, by the way, Date?
Tessa! Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
Is this a fucking stunt? Is this a fucking stunt?
Stay away from Tessa! Ah!
Is this a stunt they're pulling? To go viral? If it's actually a stunt that they're doing to go... I'm gonna kill someone. I'm gonna kill one of them. If not both.
No, it can't be. No. Stop!
Alright. Alright, cool. Why a bear, though? Why a polar bear, though?
No!
Again, though. Again, logic dictates all of my misgivings and whatnot. And while it's bad, it happened. Kinda had it coming. Kinda walked into that one, didn't you, bitch? You knock out a cop and then expect to get away like nothing happened? Like, bitch, no. What the f- Why is the bear? What? What? It's less of a problem, but again, what? Questions? I have questions.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you. It's rare to see you down like this, but it's understandable.
Is it? Is it? Again, I'd be like, it's sad, but fuck 'em. I'd be like, it's sad, but fuck 'em. They tased me.
You blame yourself for this.
You shouldn't, really. I blame Ota.
Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble, and about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right? Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris. He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
That's ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris. And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Shoko. Those three murders were definitely executed by the same person. The new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as?
I am kind of amazed though that like Iris and Ota got offed this soon into the game. I figured they'd be around for the long haul. Like maybe get killed by the end, but I wasn't expecting like this soon.
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it, making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
Shoko was married to Renju.
So?
Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for years. Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
You would have used Mitsuri. Mitsuri. What did I forget? Yeah, you saw it. Mitsuri. Yeah, he would have used Mitsuri to get to her.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person.
They were never on the screen at the same time,
That
though.
behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice cutting machine himself? I don't buy it.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Are you sure?
I am.
I told boss what Iba found.
Oh, I know that.
Well?
Ota could have stabbed himself. Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice cutting machine.
You're trying your hardest.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean, good.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice cutting machine. And then...
Then, who is the culprit?
I know.
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
Apart from my roommate, not much.
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all 3 victims. Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all 4 of them. Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the strongest case, though. Or
Mayumi
strongest
had
connection,
motive
at
for
least.
killing Iris and Renju. Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him. Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates. And she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way. No matter what the circumstances were. It seems impossible to me. Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras, but there's no connection to Iris. Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras, but again, I can't see any clear link to Iris. I know Renju and Shoko, and I'm connected to Iris, but I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No, now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her.
Oh, is that where we're going? Is that where we're going? Some split personality bullshit.
My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events. And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops killer.
Thank you, madam.
I have been working with you for years. I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit, to get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Oh, okay. Well, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Alright, well, let's go to the warehouse first. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hasn't raised much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin. But the centre of my body was burning hot. Ah, lovely. Lovely time this is. Lovely place. Good, happy memories here. Shelves back to cardboard boxes. I don't see any clues here.
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Okay. An oil drum. Unlikely to be a clue. There's a cardboard box on the floor. There's nothing in it.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
A wooden box on the shelf. It's empty. Is this Ota's blood? Ah, maybe.
No, nothing so far.
Is that Kagami? Inspector's doing his duty as usual. Alright. Forklift B. Forklift. I don't see anything special about it. And forklift A.
This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
A tire on the floor covered in a layer of ice. Okay, but what about that one though? No? Okay.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream. All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them.
An evidence marker. It's like a little marker that's put to track evidence on the scene. Alright. Iris notices blood.
Right here. Iris and Ota were...
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound, or...?
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle, and Ota ended up with a knife wound on his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put into the costume and then cut open by the ice cream
But
machine.
why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
For telos.
Unknown.
For telos. Sliced in two outside ice cream machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered. I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse. Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it. I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju.
Oh?
The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management.
Okay.
In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious.
Okay.
Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Okay. Cool. When I left the warehouse, I saw Peter. What was he doing there? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Go on.
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little...
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
All right. Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
Because it's me.
I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes. Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer. Although, it's more accurate to say, killers.
Oh?
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice.
Oh, I'm the accomplice. Okay.
One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras.
Oh. Okay.
They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
Why? But why, though? Stack containers. Look, I have to do this. I'm sorry. Hologram barrier. Police officer. Police officer. Whoa, Tokyo Bay. A crane. There's no oil drum. Warehouses all in the line. Alright, cool, what up? He looks grimly serious.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead. He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out. The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by women's eyes. Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them.
Aha!
He needed to have them, to make them his own.
That's normal.
Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye. From then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women. He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman. But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge. His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years. However, he soon met his ideal partner, the aforementioned psychopath.
Me?
The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss. He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Okay.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust. It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but he was unable to feel love in the way that we do. However, he was able to experience a substitute. His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins by performing a certain action.
Murder?
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain. The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure. He was 12 when he took his first life.
Okay.
That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
Okay.
That, I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice,
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
and one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
That means... Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
You, Date.
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges. But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
Oh, is he number 89?
Fuchu prison?
Is he number 89?
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have a name. He is simply called Number 89.
Yeah, okay.
Number 89.
Okay.
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. Because one is dead, and the other is behind bars. Neither of them had the opportunity.
Alright, well, thanks, P. Thanks, P. We can't go to, the prison, so we're just gonna talk to the people who are like, hey, so your family's dead. Enjoy that. Okay, so number 89 is the crazy killer. So who is this? But why was Date in the dream? Wait, no, come on. Unless 89 is Date's twin brother and he just doesn't know because memory loss. Which is entirely possible, let's be real. The place was silent. It was so quiet it felt like I could hear the floating dust. I stepped inside and I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree cling pathetically to the earth. That's quite rude, actually, sir. Good luck. Alright. I have to do this, I'm sorry. No, okay. She's looking at photographs in her hand.
This is your fault.
Sure.
I heard from the police. Because you didn't take care of Iris, my boy Ota got involved.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now. Did you not hear me? I said leave!
Right. Fair enough. Your son's a criminal, by the way.
Date, let's go. She is in no state to talk.
Your son's a criminal, by the way. He assaulted a police officer. Just so you know. Just so you know, your son's a criminal. Oh, was this the story progression place? Oh dear lord, I wasn't supposed to come here then. When I visited the Sagan household, I found Hitomi with a hollow look in her eyes. She let me in and asked me to sit on the sofa. I agreed and sat down. But after that, I couldn't say a single word. A heavy silence weighed on both of us.
In the language of flowers, the iris means good news and hope.
Ain't that ironic?
When I saw the flowers this morning, I just knew something good would happen.
Ain't that ironic?
Iris.
Is that Bob Burnan's song? Is it Bob Burnan? Isn't it ironic song? I'm trying to lighten the mood here. You can't hear me, Hitomi, but trust me, I'm hilarious. Trust me, if you could hear me, you'd be cracking up right now. It'd be great. You'd forget all about your one-eyed dead daughter who's been cut in half on live stream. It's cool, don't worry about it. You'd be having so much fun now if you could hear me. Don't worry about it. I'm an expert counsellor. Yeah, okay, so we gotta have this conversation. We gotta have this conversation, madam. She's composed, she's hiding her sorrow deep in her heart. She's gentle but strong. Ah, yeah, that's a Japanese woman right there.
Oda was one of my students.
He what? He's 24.
I taught him in elementary school.
Oh, you've been a teacher for a while, madam. You've been a teacher for a while, madam. You had a kid at 19. Did you start work as a teacher instantly?
I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say. I have no words. Iris was my everything. We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes, or going to the movies, or taking a walk, or going shopping at the supermarket. When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers. Her hand was too small to hold mine. Then it was 2, then 3. And finally she could hold my hand. But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent, even though she needed constant attention growing up. Her memories are a part of this room. And always will be. When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried. One day she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time she drew with crayons all over the window.
Pretty sure I did that.
She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her.
Might end up moving then now.
But why?
Because of Ota. Straight up. I'm gonna let you on a secret. Straight up because of Ota.
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but
No, please. Tell me.
I may have told you this already. I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
What?
Prison?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger.
Is that Iris's dad?
I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away. She was there for the same reason I was. To visit one of the inmates.
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu Prison.
Yeah.
In Tokyo.
It all leads back to this place.
Fuchu.
Prison?
Alright, cool.
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll be going now.
I don't know what to do. Thinking about her. Date, please, you have to catch them.
That is my intention.
Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
I need to know what happened to your arm, madam. I need to know why it's basically unusable. Also, I need to know about the dream where you were killed! Because that's still important! That's still quite important! You were killed in my dream! Coincidentally on the side where your arm's locked up as well.
Are you okay, honey?
Not at all.
Huh?
About last night. Well, at 3 in the morning anyway.
You know about it?
It's on every channel. You have the face of a ghost. Do you want a glass?
I don't need a drink. Do you have anything?
Well, let's see. I do have... I suppose you could call it intuition.
Tell me.
The Kumakuras are involved in this case.
Oh?
Remember what I told you before? That there's a relationship between Ren and the Kumakuras? Shoko also has a relationship with them. You know about her dealings with the Kumakuras, right?
I do.
So basically, 2 of the victims are linked to the Kumakuras. That must mean they're involved somehow, right?
Not 2, 3.
3? Iris?
No, not that one. The boy.
Really?
He came here last night?
Ota?
Yes, from Matsushita Diner. He's linked to the Kumakuras as well.
How?
Have you heard the rumor?
Mama told me a similar story to Ibis. About Sejima and the Kabasaki district. Basic idea is, 8 years ago, So sold his land in the Kabasaki district for 30 billion yen. Half a year later, the explosion in the chemical plant caused the land prices to drop drastically. So bought back the land for 1 billion yen. Almost like he knew beforehand that the accident would happen. Did So blow it up or conspire to blow it up? No, that wouldn't make sense. So wouldn't gain anything from that. He would end up with 29 billion in cash and 1 billion in land. It's not a net zero, you still get... No! No! The land's got to be worth something.
The Kumakuras own a handful of real estate companies. They of course look legit, but they're Yakuza fronts. I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it simple for you. The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in Kabasaki. Now, back to So. Have you heard of the plans for the casino in Kabasaki? So was the one who came up with it.
I was born and raised in Kabasaki. I remember the landscape of my childhood, and I loved it dearly. But look at Kabasaki now. When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart aches like it's being chopped to pieces. But I promise you, I will revive the Kabasaki district at any cost. Casino Town Kabasaki will give new life to the city.
Casino Town that you own.
After that, So moved fast. He submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right places. The bills passed, and it became an official government initiative.
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at a rapid pace in the Kabasaki district. At the moment, the area is still considered off limits. However, the air in Kabasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect on the human body.
If the plan goes smoothly, land prices in Kabasaki are going to skyrocket.
So then the 1 billion that he spent on land, he can reclaim easily.
And all that land is owned by the KE. And by So himself. The land he bought back for 1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
He's involved in some shady business.
Okay, but what about Ota?
This is just another rumor, but the chemical plant exploding was no accident. It was done intentionally.
By So and the Kumakuras, you mean?
But there's no hard evidence of that. It's just gossip. What were we talking about again?
Ota and the Kumakuras.
Oh, right. You know how Matsushita Diner is close to the Kabasaki district? The chemical plant explosion made times hard. Foot traffic went down, sales declined. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge. Someone caused that explosion. And if it was intentional, he'd hate them even more. That's how I link Ota to the Kumakuras.
Okay. Not really concrete, but it's up to go on, I guess.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told me will lead to anything, but...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time.
No, it was very helpful.
I'm glad I can help, even if it's just a little.
Well then, be seeing you.
Come back anytime.
Alright, so let's go home. Oh, we can go like... Oh, no, but we gotta go home. Hang out with our friend who has now lost all of her friends and both her parents. She's having the time of her life. The time of her life. Hey, how you doing? Can you talk? This looks like a small animal thrown by a predator. Hey, this is my place. First time I get to see my house. Audio equipment and audio... for an audio file. Okay. Ah, yeah. Rabbit. Rabbit. Ah, yeah. I gave it to Mizuki on her birthday. Mizuki's bed. She sleeps right next to the goddamn sound system. Jesus. Lighting. The entrance. My refrigerator. There's a pot. A kitchen. There are seasonings and cooking equipment lying around. A towel is hanging. Frying pan. Season cooking sake. An oven overhead. Well, an oven over hood. Well, it's just a hood, not overhood, but you know what I mean. I always call it an overhood, don't know why. Small window gets a bit of light. You just wear the same clothes. Mine and Mizuki's clothes. You just have the same outfits every day. Guys. Hanging on the rack. Alright, cool. God. Mizuki's favourite metal pipe. A backpack. A big window. A bench press. Oh, you work out. Alright, fair enough, sir. A one-seater sofa. Coffee table. A rug. Here's a three-seater sofa in the centre of the room. And there's a small creature here. She's staring at the floor. So, how's it going? Yeah, how about Iris? She had it coming, you know? I'm not gonna say she deserved it, but you know, brought it on herself. Oh, I did deserve it, but let's not get into that.
Mizuki must know about Iris and Ota.
Of course. The news was distributed heavily across the internet, not just in Japan, but worldwide. 3 days ago, Mizuki discovered her mother's body. 2 days ago, her father's. This morning, 2 of her best friends.
She's having the time of her life.
It is completely understandable that she is at her mental limit.
Can I be left alone for a while?
Maybe.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
She certainly doesn't seem so. But I can't stay by her side forever.
Aiba, contact Abyss. See if they can get Mizuki a good counselor.
Understood.
I stayed with her for a little while, but we didn't speak. Having enough more to say, I left. Ah, yeah. Time of her life. Time of her life. You hang in there, Mizuki. You having fun. We gonna fuck off back to the office. 'Cause, jeez.